Jin's gaze is so sharp, but why does Shin Se-kyung's smile seem to be hiding something? Is this acting, or is there something deeper behind their emotional moments on The Tonight Show? Maybe both of them do have a taste that has never been revealed to the public.
Yines eyes and Shin Se-kyung smile.
A moment on The Tonight Show that made the army excited. Why do Jin's eyes look so sharp when he looks at Shin Se-kyung? Why can't Shin Se-kyung's smile be hidden for just a few seconds on stage? And even more shocking, why was the atmosphere in The Tonight Show studio suddenly silent when the two of them appeared together, as if time stopped watching two worlds collide with emotions that cannot be explained in words? What really happened that night? Is this just part of a mere promotion, or is there a more honest and deep emotion than just a scenario scene? No one expected that one short appearance on The Tonight Show would create such a storm of curiosity and emotions. But the army knew. They knew that something was happening. And the moment is not accidental. Sitting next to each other on the show's guest couch, BTS's Jimin and Shin Se-kyung are like painting an unwritten story. The camera captured a moment where Jin's eyes stopped for a moment looking at Shin, as if trying to convey something that even words could not describe. A gesture or a feeling. Clearly, it wasn't just fans in the studio who were holding their breath. Millions of soldiers around the world were shaken. How could a single gaze vibrate a space full of light and sound? And more than that, Shin Se-kyung's smile in response to Jin's gaze felt too sincere, too real to be called acting. Even seconds after that, the camera caught him biting his lips softly, as if hiding an emotion too deep to share in front of the world. What really happened between them? Is this part of the scenario of the clip "Don't Say You Love Me," or is the feeling really growing behind the scenes? The soon-to-be-released clip, "Don't Say You Love Me," isn't just another music video. This is a cinematic drama. More than that, it's a love story packed in a heartwarming plot, and Jimin, who will be playing Shin Se-kyung's lover in this video, looks so unified with the narrative being created. But what makes the fans flabbergasted is not just the acting. It's how Jimin, who has been known to keep an emotional distance in fictional projects, suddenly comes across as so raw, so honest, so soulful. Is it possible that he's not acting? Meanwhile, Shin Se-kyung, an experienced actress who has stolen the hearts of the public since the era of High Kick Through the Roof, looks very comfortable on Jin's side. Their interview with Jimmy Fallon felt like an intimate, personal, laugh-filled conversation that left a big question. How did two stars from such different worlds manage to seem so united? Jimmy Fallon, known for his ability to break the ice, even commented, "You two look so good together. There's a story we don't know yet, huh?" A question that was met with nervous laughter from both. But in the eyes of the army, it was no ordinary laugh. It was laughter hiding something. Something they may not be ready to share. Something that makes the heartbeat faster than usual. Jin's meaningful gaze and Shin Se-kyung's warm but mysterious smile are now the main topics in various fan communities. Some are trying to analyze the moment by moment of the video, enlarging facial expressions, hand movements, even seconds of silence that are unusual. As if all wanted to find out, is this the love that secretly grows behind the scenes? Or are they just amazing actors who managed to make the world believe? But is it possible that, in the process of delving into the characters of each of them in this music video, real feelings begin to seep in? Did during the shoot, Jimin and Shin Se-kyung let their emotions get out of hand? Did HYB know about this reaction and deliberately planned it? Or did they just not expect the moment to go viral? What makes it all the more emotional is when Jimin, in the last session of the interview, had time to talk about love that cannot be controlled. He said, "Sometimes, when you try to understand love, you just get more immersed in it." I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. That speech was followed by a brief look towards Shin Se-kyung. At first glance, fast, but enough for everyone to feel that something unusual is happening. Did it a covert confession? In the world of Korean entertainment that is full of boundaries and expectations, romance between idols and great actresses is still considered taboo to be announced publicly. But that night on The Tonight Show, something felt different. They don't say anything explicitly, but maybe they don't have to. Perhaps what they did that night was enough for everyone to know that there was a feeling that could not be covered. When the trailer for the Don't Say You Love Me clip finally aired exclusively at the end of the show, the entire studio fell silent. Jin and Shin Se-kyung's visuals as they cuddle in the rain, their wet faces and their eyes looking for each other, make the line between acting and reality blur. There's a cut. There are misses. There is love. And somehow, it all feels too real to be called engineering. Some fans even mentioned that Jin's expression in the video was more sincere than when she said thank you during the concert. While Shin Se-kyung's fans feel that this is the first time the actress looks so free to express herself in front of the camera. Is this the effect of undeniable chemistry? Or more than that, is love secretly growing from a project that was originally just a professional collaboration? One thing is certain. The ARMY does not stand still. Social media is filled with speculation, theories, even fan art that combines their little moments of the night. Hashtags such as hashtag Jin Se-kyung vibes, hashtag Tonight Show chemistry, and hashtag Don't Say You Love Me Real have been trending since the show aired. The world can't seem to stop talking about them. Did this the beginning of something bigger? Will we see them together again? Not just on screen, but maybe in real life. If love is real, is the world ready for it? Question after question hangs in the air, waiting for answers that we may never really get. But that moment where Jin and Shin Se-kyung exchanged glances and smiles, will live on in our memories. Because when two stars stare at each other and the world falls silent, we know there is something deeper than just theatricality, and maybe, without them knowing it, they've already started saying, "Don't say you love me, unless you really mean it." But wait, did you know that moment on The Tonight Show wasn't the only clue? Behind the scenes, there are many pieces of the story that make all of this feel like more than just a music video promotion. A makeup staffer who worked on the production of the Don't Say You Love Me video clip shared a shocking testimonial. During the filming process, none of the scenes had to be repeated due to lack of chemistry. They seem to have understood each other from the very beginning. Even when the camera is turned off, they still talk in soft tones, their eyes still looking for each other. Those words shook the world of fans. If it's just a matter of professionalism, why are there so many emotional details tucked away? Why is it that even when they are not recording, they still seem to live in the role of two people who fall in love with each other? Is something really growing? The rest of the crew revealed something similar, that the two are often caught sitting side by side, sharing earphones, listening to the same song in between filming breaks. One of the songs they listened to, according to a source who did not want to be named, was Enhypen's Let Me In, 20 Cube, a song known for its homesickness feel and deep emotional attachment. Why did they choose that song? How do they feel when they listen to it together? What makes all this even more suspicious is Jin's change of attitude after filming. Jin, who has always been known for his cheerful and humorous character, has suddenly become more introspective in his last few posts. One of the posts on Weverse contained only a picture of the night sky with the caption, "There are things that cannot be explained, they can only be felt." The sentence immediately made speculation rampant. Was it a message for someone? For Shin Se-kyung, shortly after, Shin Se-kyung herself uploaded a photo of a white camellia flower with the caption, meaning, "Eternal love, even in silence." Is this just a coincidence? Or are they talking to each other in a language that only they understand? Do they use social media as a medium of communication? Fans began digging again the old interviews of both. In one interview last year, Jin once said that if she's in love, she'll keep it quiet until the time is right. While Shin Se-kyung in a 2020 interview said that she believes in love that grows in silence. The two statements now feel like complementary prophecies. Are they living out their own quotes? The Don't Say You Love Me clip itself seems to be too perfect a container to hide that feeling. The visual genie in the clip is not just a role-playing idol. He is a man who looks devastated when he loses the person he loves. He is a lover who regrets every second he does not spend with the person he misses. And those eyes, Jin's eyes held tears that seemed like they couldn't fall because he was holding on to more than just a role. Shin Se-kyung also looks stunning. But more than that, it looks so natural. His expression in the scene by the lake, as he looked at Jin from a distance with teary eyes, could not be faked. It was not the expression of an actress acting. It is the expression of a woman who is letting go, even though she herself does not want to. ARMY began to. After The Tonight Show became the center of a storm of emotions for fans, now one after another off-air footage began to leak. A 43-second snippet of a video that was never televised suddenly appeared on the accounts of an international fanbase. The video features Jin and Shin Se-kyung standing in a corner backstage after the show is over. There was no busy crew around them. There is no script. There are no official cameras. Just two people and one faint recorded conversation. "You look so beautiful tonight. I get nervous every time you see me like that." "Me too, but I can't stop." Those words immediately triggered a roar. Do they really talk like that? Is it improvisation? But why wasn't it removed by the editors if it was just part of the acting? And if it happens when the main camera is off, then this is not for public consumption. But now the world has seen it. ARMY can no longer ignore the fact that this relationship, whatever its form, has transcended the stage. There are also stories from lighting staff who had participated in the filming of their video clips. In an anonymous post, he wrote, "On the last day of filming, while everyone was packing up, Jin stood for quite a while looking at Se-kyung from a distance. It says nothing, but his eyes speak too much." Instantly, the post went viral. All wanted to know what really happened on the last day of filming. Even more shocking news came from a senior manager who has been working in the entertainment industry for more than 10 years. In a podcast discussing unusual chemistry in the Korean entertainment world, he said, "There are actors and idols who look good on camera. But there are those whose chemistry makes the production crew feel like they're watching something they shouldn't be watching. Jin and Shin Se-kyung are among the latter." A statement that left the entire fandom speechless. I said a love that is growing secretly behind this grandiose production. Furthermore, fans noticed that after this collaboration project was announced, Jin began to drastically reduce his social media activity. He no longer posts funny selfies or light comments. Instead, he only uploads things that are reflective, sometimes short poems, sometimes just one sentence. It's like he's processing something he can't fully share. Meanwhile, Shin Se-kyung's Instagram account is just the opposite. He began to show a more personal side. She shared photos of the sunset, a book of poetry, and even a short video of herself laughing while listening to a song, which surprisingly was the OST of a video clip she starred in with Jin. Did I ask that a coincidence? Or a very deliberate gesture? Some fans even compared the behavior of the two to an actor-actress couple who were secretly in a relationship before it finally went public, such as Hyunbin and Sun Ye-jin. They also used to seem too fit in their dramas, and finally, yes, the whole world knows how it ends. ARMY began to string the red thread further. There is one photo of Jin circulating, taken secretly by fans as he walks alone in Uedo Park at night. He was wearing a gray hoodie and a mask, sitting on a bench looking up at the sky. In his hand was seen a novel, Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. A novel full of longing, loss, and love that can never be fully owned. Fans are sure Jin is experiencing something that makes him more sensitive than usual. Is it because he's in love? Or is it because he knows he can't have it all? Conflicts began to arise when some ardent fans felt unprepared. They demanded an explanation from HYB, even threatening to boycott if the relationship was really real. But on the other hand, a large wave of the ARMY stood up to defend Jin. They said, "If it makes him happy, then we are happy too." But does HYB know? Is the agency silent? Or are they trying to keep something from leaking to the public before the time they deem appropriate? There was news that HYB had held an internal meeting after The Tonight Show aired. An inside source mentioned that the atmosphere of the meeting was quite tense due to the amount of media attention that led to Jin and her co-star's relationship. Does this mean that HYB is considering a new communication strategy? Or do they just want to cover everything up for acting alone reasons? But what can't be silenced is Jin's eyes, because in every video, every photo, and every moment captured, Jin's gaze to Shin Se-kyung is not that of an idol to a co-dash worker. IT was the gaze of a man.